The world-famous performer we're about to meet loves a challenge. He did all his own stunts as Frank Spencer. He learned to walk the high wire from Barnum. He hid behind that cynical mask of the Phantom of the Opera and had fame worldwide. But these days, he spends hours in makeup, turning into the grotesquely overweight but charismatic Count Fosco in The Woman in White. Now, he doesn't give that many interviews, but we're about to meet the man behind the legend.
A one-man band, I sing the lead.
18 years after hanging up the Phantom's mask, Michael Crawford is back in the West End wowing audiences in Andrew Lloyd Webber's latest smash hit musical, which is based on the classic mystery novel by Wilkie Collins. Well, Michael, it's absolutely fantastic to see you back on the West End stage. Were you worried about coming back to the West End after that period of time?
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, there had been other ideas about doing different shows, but this was the first thing that really appealed to me, and it was a much smaller part, but it nevertheless, through a sort of varied and long career, I've never wanted to do the same thing. I've always, I think, sought out challenges.
So did you have to be talked into it initially?
I had to be talked into reading a book by my ex-wife. You often don't listen to the advice of your ex-wife, do you? But, hi. Anyway, she insisted that I read this book and sent it out with the point where I came on, like a child. And so I read from there on, and I was just drawn into this amazing story.
So did Count Fosco just leap off the page? Did you think this was a great character to begin with?
I did, because he was villainous, and yet I saw a lot of humour there.
I concede, probably, I'm hell-bound.
And to create Count Fosco's look, Michael researched extensively.
There were whole pages and pages of characters that were Italians of this period. I spotted this fellow. He just shot out the page to me, and he had curly hair that went out here and then came into his head just above his ears like this, and I'd never seen anything like this haircut. But as it was a real person, I leapt at it and said, that's who I want him to be.
You must hold your tongue. You must not react. You must leave at once. Your good name intact.
Let me show you the fat suit there. That's
fat.
That's it. And by the end,
it's heavy.
Well, yes, it is.
In a way, yeah.
I'll be in there later. It weighs 5 pounds more at the end of a show.
What, with the moisture?
With the moisture,
wow.
5 pounds. In the summer, when it was really hot, I put a thermometer down the inside of my fat suit, and it was 100 degrees.
Do you have any kind of fan, or you can have a little sort of refrigerator?
I've got a couple of fans. They're in Barnet. There's an ice pack goes in the front, because whatever happens, you mustn't get to a point where the fat suit becomes unpleasant, because
well, of course,
you're working with quite a few other people on stage.
You can get away with anything.
However, one of Michael's co-stars is unlikely to worry about how he smells, because Michael has broken one of the golden rules of showbiz by working with animals.
This is Missy, who's in the show, in one scene with me towards the end.
Yes, I can get away with anything.
Come on, Missy. Missy, there the girl. There the girl.
It's the first time we've had a Missy sort of just...
Look, see? And then she goes, she's supposed to go over to the other side. Come on, Missy. And then when she doesn't, the audience start to laugh. And then when she does finally go, she... Don't you dare! She's going back that way.
And what can you give me an idea?
You see what a good
you're
animal
singing?
trainer I am.
What are you singing at this time?
I'm saying I'm singing "You Can Get Away with Anything," and I'm doing. It's supposed to be a cadenza that Andrew wrote. He hasn't recognised what he wrote since his first visit to the theatre, because I'm going no. Look at that, there you are, nearly.
So what is the most adventurous thing,
there,
or the most adventurous place Missy has ended up?
Down my trousers, most probably. She's never been quite the same since.
Oh, no, no. No shame.
What is it, Michael, about you that really, loves that challenge so much?
I love the idea of an audience coming and being amazed at something and in awe of something going on a stage. And that's what I was when I was a child. That's what inspired me when I saw Danny Kaye at the Lewisham Hippodrome. I couldn't get enough of that. And yet I was incredibly shy. But I always wanted to be the one that went up and took the number out the hat for the lucky programme. I loved that, just to go up there.
And from Michael as a child to someone who never grew up. Honestly, some mothers do have him.
It took a lot of work to create that character. And the shape he was, I mean, I did used to use every inch of the body to show you his discomfort and his unhappiness. And there would be these sort of movements.
I'm looking for love.
Why were you so adamant that you wanted to do your own stunts and that?
Stuntmen are usually, oh, all right, where'd you want me off the top of that? Well, you can't ask them to go, oh, I'm going to jump. They're just, it's not convincing.
I always remember that roller skating one on the bus.
Yeah, that coming down the spiral and then going onto the back of the bus. We attempted that 3 times, and the 3rd time we did it. The first 2 takes, I missed the bus, as they say.
I haven't got no change.
Hearing is believing, music is deceiving.
How much did Andrew Lloyd Webber change your life?
Completely. I mean, I was playing musical comedy, light musical comedy, and then suddenly I'm doing Phantom, and it's a romantic, tragic character. I was allowed to take him to Broadway, and they had no idea I could play comedy over there, so therefore all I had was a romantic image over there. I would never have been able to do that without Andrew giving me the chance to go for it. You're born in Salisbury in Wiltshire and you see your name on Sunset Strip in Las Vegas.
Well, we're thrilled.
Wanted.
The power of the music of the night.
And Michael was most certainly wanted by the cream of Hollywood while he was performing as the Phantom in Los Angeles.
It was extraordinary. I mean, presidents and stars. I mean, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore and Cher. One of the greatest was Jimmy Stewart. He came round and he said, I mean, I didn't know what to say and I stutter a lot, so I was going, oh, and he went, oh, and I went, oh. It's like Frank Spencer meets his double, Jimmy Stewart, and that's all we said to each other. But I think he enjoyed it, and then he left.
And so from acclaim in Hollywood to more acclaim for his return to the West End in The Woman in White. And judging by audience reactions, Michael Crawford singing Lloyd Webber is a performance you can count on. Speaking of which, it's time for Michael to get ready for tonight's show. I can't resist the final line because we've got to let you go and get into the makeup. This show can't start until the fat man sings.
Oh, she's going to go a long way.
That was great, wasn't it? That was really,
Terrific.
really good. God, climbing into that fat suit, though, that's hard work. I'm going to have to go and see that. We're going to have a break now. Coming up, is this Britain's worst wife?